Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Dia and I appreciate you stopping by. Today I thought I would do a flip through of September and my Hobonichi Cousin, and I know a lot of us are in the market for a new planner for 2022 and looking for ideas right now, so I just thought I would go ahead and show you how I've been using mine. If you're familiar with my planners, I am very minimal. I normally just do pen and paper. I occasionally use stickers, and I don't do too much hand lettering or decorating. I'm about 99% sure this is the system that I'm going to still use in 2022. As a matter of fact, I still purchased the Hobonichi Cousin for 2022, but I'm starting to consider the weeks again. But I don't know, the last time in 2020 that I tried to force the weeks to work for me, they didn't work for me. I did end up using it as a fitness tracker, which I really loved, and I do have one on order for 2022 to use as a fitness tracker. But I keep seeing Lindsay's scribbles and she makes me want to use one for my everyday planning too, but that's a whole nother video. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my habit tracker at the front of the planner. This is where I keep track of my savers from the Miracle Morning. I'll put a check mark on the things that I completed, and with a gray Tombow marker, I'll just put a little dot on the things that I didn't do. I'm kind of not loving this right now because the gray dots don't stand out too differently from the check marks. So next year, I'm gonna try something different. I saw somebody use little circles and they just had them all drawn in already, and then they filled them in as they completed things, and I really liked that, but I seem to be having a hard time keeping my circles in line with each other. So I don't know, we'll see. Down at the bottom here, I just keep track of my planner Instagram account, my photography Instagram account, and my YouTube subscribers. And this is how it looks when the whole 6 month is completed. Okay, next are my monthly pages. The month of September was a really busy month for us, for our photography business. We had a lot of weddings going on, and we had fall portraits for a school as well. So it is a little heavy on the scheduling this month, but that's mainly all I keep track of in here is weddings, if we're going on vacation, just any big events that are in here. And I'll also keep track of my husband's coaching schedule in here. Even though my daughter has moved on to college, he's still a coach on her old high school cheerleading team. So I like to see when he's going to be away so that I can sneak in some filming and planning during that time. This is also the first month without my daughter. This is the longest we have ever been apart. She moved mid-August to ASU, and I've been a little sad without her here, not gonna lie. But that's all I do in the monthly pages. I don't do anything on the side here. I thought about maybe putting a big September sticker or something, but just haven't really gotten around to it. Next are my weekly pages, and this is why I use this planner. This is my absolute favorite part of this planner. I kind of use it more for memory keeping and to keep track of the things that I've done, not so much pre-planning. That's done in my monthly planner. Every once in a while I'll come in here with pencil and block out a day, like this day I knew I had a wedding, so I just blocked out that whole chunk of time there. But normally I fill this in as I go through the day, and I love it to look back on. I refer to it all the time. Sometimes my husband will ask me, hey, when did we do this? And I can tell him. And even things as basic as, hey, what time did we walk the dogs? I know because I have that in here. Down at the bottom here, I keep track of our dinners, and on the side here, I normally have trackers, but I think I was just kind of getting tired of tracking things, so I just took a break from it. I decided I wanted to start using some stickers again because I was looking at some of my Hobonichi pages from last year, and I saw my Coffee Monsterz Co stickers, and I thought maybe I'll start using those again. Plus I'll print up some other ones from an Etsy shop and, you know, cut them out on my silhouette and use them in here, which is kind of what I did right here. I just put a sample of each one that I got. I cannot remember the store that I got these from on Etsy, but they are so cute, and I'll leave a link for them down below. It was during this week that I decided I wanted to start doing a tracker on the side again. I just don't like when they look too cluttered. And I saw some of Coffee Monsterz Co's trackers that she keeps in her little side panel right here, and they just looked so neat and clean. So I thought I would try a few of them. And I did these, and here are the dots that I tried to do, except they're all different sizes and they're not in the same line. So I wish there was like a template that I could just keep still and draw them all at once, but all I have is this. So I was just drawing them in one at a time, and I don't like how inconsistent it looks, but you'll see I changed that on the next week. Instead of writing my dinners down at the bottom here, I thought I would try keeping them over here, but there were two things I didn't like about that. One was this space is a lot more narrow because I have the day written as well, and I felt like I had to write really small and kind of couldn't fit everything in. And not only that, I really don't use this bottom part of my planner. I'm usually asleep during this time, so I felt like all of this went to waste, and I'm not a washi tape person or anything like that, so it'll always end up just being blank. So I went ahead and started putting my dinners back down at the bottom again and just kind of stretched out my trackers a little. I think I added one too. I added workout because I run every day, but I'm trying to strength train more too, so I hate strength training. Running comes easy to me, but I know I need to do it. So, you know, the best way for me to make sure I get something done is to have a little box that I have to check off by the end of the day. If you notice, when I have something that's going to take up a large chunk of time, I'll usually write it big, but I was getting, I don't know, I started to feel like it was looking a little bit sloppy, so I didn't want to do that anymore, and I thought, you know what, let me go ahead and use stickers instead of making things so big, and that's what I did in the next week. So I pulled out some of my stickers and started using them, but honestly, I forget to use them. Like on this day right here, I forgot to use them. So, and instead of doing the circles, I went to check marks. I think I did that on this week too. Yeah, these 2 weeks I did check marks, and I don't know, I just feel like it looks all too mushed together, so I still need to figure that out. And still doing my dinners at the bottom. Okay, here we go to daily pages, and this is where things kind of become a struggle for me. So at the beginning, I have this little September goals paper that I put in here with vellum. This is the first month that I've done this, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this every month. I always use this freebie sticker from Sterling Ink on the first blank page of each month in the daily pages. They're beautiful. They're always so beautiful, and I love them. So if you haven't seen these, I highly recommend you go check them out and download them. My biggest battle with my daily pages has always been all the extra space. I never know what to do with the extra space. There was even a time where I decided to make this my journal instead of my planner. And you can see that right here. So I was using this as just a journal, and then I started to use it as a planner and a journal. But I was finding that I wasn't putting as many pictures in here, and I like to collect a lot of ephemera and stick them in my journal, and I just wasn't doing that anymore because this is my main planner and it was just bulking it up way too much. So I decided to put my journal back into my TN and only use this for planning. For quite a while now, I've written my tasks over here and my meals over here, and a lot of times this space just goes blank. A lot of the reason why it is empty is because I'm picky about the way this planner looks, and then I decided that was just a bunch of nonsense and I need to use this planner. So I started to jot down notes over here. And I told myself, even if it's something that I would normally write down on like a scratch piece of paper and then throw away, to just go ahead and use this space for it. So that's what I started to do. I am using this pen for that. The weird thing is I use this Pilot Vanishing Point in extra fine for this section and for the weekly section of my planner. But for some reason, I cannot write with it in this section here, and I think it's because when I'm doing this section, I'm usually writing faster, and because this pen is so scratchy, I kind of get hung up on the paper and my letters don't form completely, if that makes any sense. So I end up using this pen, which has, I believe, Uniball Jetstream ink in it, and it is beautiful, smooth ink, and it dries really fast, because that's the other thing. When I do jot a note down in here and then I flip back to my weekly pages, I don't want to have to wait for the ink to dry. I even started to use a couple of the other colors, but that quickly came to an end because I like to use black ink and that's about it. I tried to make it look a little prettier, but my hand lettering sucks and I really don't want to spend too much time right now trying to make it better. So, you know, I attempted a couple things. I don't like how this space up here is blank, but I thought about putting washi tape up there. But again, if you put washi tape in the same spot over and over again, it's gonna get really bulky. I do like how I wrote notes up here because this is where I was starting to keep notes. It just was a little bit time consuming to write it in, and I would use a sticker, but again, it'll bulk up. So I don't know, a stamp or something would be nice, but I'd have to find something first. Some days just don't get used at all. It's not too often, but it happens. And this is where I decided to try something different. So what I'm doing is I'm going to start using this as an actual time calendar over here. And this is going to be more pre-planning, sitting down the night before and looking at what I have to do the next day. Because like right here, we were doing fall pictures for a school. So normally I'll do my morning routine, which includes everything from miracle morning to breakfast to showering and getting ready and walking the dog. And then when I sit down at my desk and get to work, we do have a photography business. So I have to split my time between our photography business and our planner business. And so I just kind of have an idea of what I'll be working on throughout the day. But on some days like this one, I am gone the entire morning. So I just blocked that out that I would be gone. And now on Mondays, I'm going to go ahead and use this area here as a brain dump and just kind of, you know, over the weekend, I'm always thinking about what I'm going to have to get done during the week and you know, what needs to be done. So when I sit down Monday morning or even Sunday evening, I just have this place right here to dump it all. And if it doesn't get done, I just forward it to the next day. At the top of the other pages, I messed up and put notes. That's actually supposed to say tasks, but we're human and we make mistakes and you just roll with it. So I meant to put tasks, but this is where I'm going to put my daily tasks. And I actually like it better over here than over here because I have more space. And sometimes I kind of have to abbreviate words to fit everything in, and now I don't have to do that. Down here, I'm still keeping my meal plan. This is another area that I'm struggling in. I like putting my meals here, and I will do it for the rest of the year. But next year, I'm going to be using a Hobonichi Weeks as my health and fitness planner, and I'll be keeping track of all of my meals in there. And when I did that back in 2022, I felt like I was just repeating the same information and wasting time putting it in both planners. So I will continue to do this for the rest of the year, but I'm not sure what I do with it next year, but I don't know what to do with this space. I would love to hear your ideas. This space will just sit here. There was one time where I drew a line across right here and then had this, you know, huge space down here, but I just, like I said, I don't really want to practice hand lettering or do doodles or anything down there. This is my get it done planner, so I don't know. If you have any ideas of what I could use that extra space for, let me know. I know a lot of you struggle with the same thing I do with too much space. Okay, so that's it. I rambled on a bit longer than I thought I would, but that is September and my Hobonichi cousin. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. If you liked this video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe and make sure you hit that notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I post new videos. I am going to do my best to post a new video every Monday now. So I put it out there and now I need to do it. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.